Good afternoon. So we have many VIPs in attendance, and we're going to begin with Mr. Roger Clausen, a member of the Western Illinois University Board of Trustees, and Yvonne Zavala, another member of the Board of Trustees. I think she stepped out, but let's clap. Oh. Yeah, you can see how far my glasses work, huh? And you, because if I start going around the room, I'm going to miss somebody. So to you, VIPs, welcome. As Darcy said, it's my great pleasure to introduce our 11th president of Western Illinois University, Dr. Jack Thomas, who's going to talk about the great things happened, and will happen at Western Illinois University. Please stand and let's give him a warm Quad Cities welcome. A warm Baptist welcome.
I feel like I'm at a Baptist church when I get up to preach, because that's exactly what they do. Good afternoon. We're excited to be here in the Quad Cities. As you all know, over the past couple of years, we've had some very challenging times here in this great state of Illinois. And we hope that those times are behind us and that we can continue to move this university forward. Today, we proclaim that Western Illinois University is moving ahead. I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here with us for this press conference this afternoon. The purpose of this press conference is to provide you with an overview of our vision, goals, and some of our related accomplishments, priorities, and plans. The work and accomplishments that I will be discussing result from new ways of thinking and the innovation occurring at Western Illinois University. In 2016, I started the President's Executive Institute. We started the President's Executive Institute as a means to think outside of the box and advance our great university. The call to action was made, and faculty and staff and students across both campuses responded. I want to thank Vice President Joe Reeves and Director of Development, Business Engagement and Outreach, Ms. Becky Paulson, for co-chairing this important initiative. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to thank members of the President's Executive Institute who are in attendance here today as well. And will you all, let's give them a round of applause as well. What I'm about to say should come as no surprise. We will continue with our vision of becoming the leading public regional university in providing educational quality, opportunity, and affordability. As we continue providing national leadership in quality, opportunity, and affordability, we will achieve the following goals. Our first goal involves enrollment. And as you all know, that has been a challenge throughout the state here and at our colleges and universities. We will stabilize total enrollment around 10,000 students, and then we will continue to grow enrollment. It may seem counterintuitive to announce enrollment stabilization and growth goals when Illinois public higher education is dealing with issues related to reduced state funding, changing demographics, decreasing in high school graduates and community college enrollments, out-of-state migration of college-bound students, and increased competition. However, either circumstances will define us, or we will define our circumstances. We've chosen the latter and place ourselves on the road to enrollment stabilization and increases. As a result of the President's Executive Institute, we have, since 2017, held 43 educational summits throughout the state of Illinois. As a result, additional campus visits were scheduled for more than 2,100 students from Havana, Astoria, Chicago Tech, and West Prairie High Schools. We also hosted a teacher education fair held at the WIU Macomb campus to address teacher shortages in regional school districts and career fairs planned for teacher education, counseling, nursing, social work, supply chain management, accounting, agriculture, and law enforcement. We have successfully implemented high-demand school dual enrollment initiatives, such as the recent English 180 dual credit program at Cambridge High School, led by WIU English Department Chair Mark Mossman, who's here today. Let's give him a round of applause right over here in the corner there. Raise your hand, Mark. They don't know who you are. Okay, there you go. In fall 2017, WIU began providing general education, college-level English to Cambridge High School seniors. Dr. Mossman is again teaching at Cambridge this spring, and that's the reason he wasn't at the Macomb campus this morning, because he's there teaching. To date, in fiscal year 2018, dual enrollment programs are under consideration with 6 additional Illinois high schools. I wish to thank Dr. Christy Mendrup, Dr. Mark Mossman, and Dean Sue Martinelli Fernandez. Where are you, Christy? Stand up so we can see you as well. And their leadership. We are expanding institutional partnerships with foundations and external organizations that support educational outreach and student recruitment. Most recently, the Staines Foundation donated $100,000 for the university to support the retention of students from the Chicagoland area. Likewise, the Moline Foundation donated $100,000 for Quad Cities High School students to take dual enrollment courses in agriculture on the Quad Cities campus before transferring to the Macomb campus to complete degree requirements. I wish to thank Dr. Andy Baker and Mr. Paul Pledgen for their vision and making this gift a reality. I think, Paul, are you here? Well, let's give them a round of applause anyway. To date, we have raised over $1.6 million in activities related to the President's Executive Institute. Again, I want to thank Becky Paulson and Joe Reeves for that. And you know, Joe Reeves likes rounds of applause, so let's give them a round of applause. Just as we are innovative in the President's Executive Institute, we would do the same thing with academic programs. We're launching new online majors, and now is the time for students to apply and enroll in these programs. Effective fall 2018, students will be able to complete online degrees in law enforcement and justice administration, fire science, economics, and accountancy. I would like to thank the interim provost, who's not here today, and Dean Erskine Smith and Dr. Jack L. Frank, also Associate Dean Katrina Daytner and Director Jill Myers, as well as the department chairs who took part in this as well. Expanded access to our educational programs will occur both online and on campus. The Illinois Board of Higher Education, which I happen to be to represent public institutions, and I serve on that board, recently approved Western Illinois University offering an undergraduate degree in broadcasting and journalism, and of course I had to abstain from voting on that. These efforts were led by Dean Billy Clow and Department Chair Dr. William Buzz Hoon and the faculty in broadcasting and journalism. This new educational opportunity demonstrates how we offer cutting-edge programs that help students fulfill their career and future educational aspirations. Allow me to explain. Western has the only sports broadcasting production program in the state and offers an outstanding internship program and excellent placement rates for its graduates. Now, instead of having to choose between a profession in broadcasting or journalism, Western Illinois University graduates will be prepared for the mass communication profession, which gives them more options upon graduation. This was a significant curricular redesign to combine 2 areas of study into one degree program, And I again wish to thank the faculty and all of those who took part in this vision and making this become a reality. This innovation that will spur enrollment growth is the first of several announcements to be made. We have new programs under development, and several existing programs are considering campus expansion. As we continue down this path, the continued development of online, hybrid, on and off-campus majors benefits all of the student markets that we serve. This includes traditional age students, students who start or transfer to Western, working professionals, international students, active military students, veterans, and their dependents, and many more. With regards to our commitment to the military, we're proud to have the Rock Island Arsenal located in our backyard right here in the Quad Cities. As such, I am pleased to announce that the Western Illinois University Board of Trustees recently approved the federal tuition assistance rate for active duty military students. And I think we deserve a round of applause. Our board deserves a round of applause for that. This action, along with new programs, expanded online programs, and hybrid learning opportunities, gives our military students increased educational opportunities, whether they are stationed, deployed, or retired. Last fall, in advancing our military relations, Vice President Dr. Joe Reeves worked with 9 military installations across the United States as part of the President's Executive Institute. At each of these meetings, 2 primary questions were raised by military officials. Will the university offer tuition assistance, and what additional online and hybrid programs will the university offer the armed forces? With the addition of the 4 new educational opportunities announced today, we can now say that we offer undergraduate online degrees in accountancy, anthropology, economics, general studies, management, fire protection services, fire science, law enforcement and justice administration, nursing degree completion, as well as MBA and master's degree programs in education and instructional design and technology. We also have hybrid master's degree programs in business administration, college student personnel, and community and economic development. That says that Western is a cutting-edge institution that offers cutting-edge programs. I think we deserve another round of applause for that. I have approved the further development of hybrid programs where appropriate to the discipline in all undergraduate and graduate programs, and we look forward to future announcements in these areas. With the university's expansion of educational opportunity and affordability at the request of the United States military, Dr. Reeves will continue his military partnerships meetings later this spring. Our relationship with the military is enhanced by the work and strong advocacy of our military task force. So we want to thank all of those individuals who served on the military task force. As I mentioned, we will continue to support reinvestment in high demand and high potential for growth programs that are delivered on campus and at an off-campus location, online and hybrid format. At the same time, we will continue with our efforts to place our Centennial Honors College at the forefront of the university. I want to thank the Honors College director and all of those individuals who have been working very diligently and making sure that we have a bona fide honors program on the Macomb campus as well as here in the Quad Cities. We've grown our enrollment for the Honors College to nearly 1,000 students, and that says that we have some high-achieving students at Western Illinois University on both campuses. It has also increased our overall academic profile in terms of high ACT and grade point averages. So we're very pleased with what's happening with the Centennial Honors College. As we continue to place the Honors College at the forefront of the university, I'm pleased to announce that I have initiated a task force to study the relocation of the Honors College on the Macomb campus from the university library to portions of the third floor and what is known as the Old Western High Library and Study Hall of Simpkins Hall. For many years, there have been discussions of increasing accessibility and making essential renovations to enhance classrooms, labs, and other spaces in this amazing historic building on the Macomb campus. The renovation of the top floors of Simpkins Hall will be beneficial to the students, faculty, and staff of the Honors College, the Department of English, the primary resident in the building, and Western's English as a Second Language Institute, which is housed on Simpkins' second floor. So, Dr. Mark Mossman, I want to thank you because he's the chair of English, and that Honors College is going to be housed on those top floors in Macomb campus, and we know that it takes a lot to get all of these things done. So we want to thank you for that. And also, we will have final space here, Joe Reeves and others, to offer the honors program, have a bona fide honors program right here on the Quad Cities campus as well. Today, we note with guarded optimism that the capital appropriation, as we move on with this, appropriation for our Center for the Performing Arts on the Macomb campus can be found in the governor's budget book. Okay? In Senate Bill 3384 and in House Bill 5430, this dollar amount has had cost escalation applied, raising the appropriation to $89 million. The longer you wait, the more it's going to cost with that particular building. So we're very pleased that it is in the governor's budget book at this time. On Thursday at 9 a.m., Joe Reeves and others, and I will be presenting the testimony for Western Illinois University before the Senate in Springfield, and we will be advocating for funding of this great university. And we were, as I said earlier, we were very pleased to start the year off with a budget, and that was huge for us after going 2 years without a budget. You can't imagine how tough that has been for us as leaders and for individuals who work at the institution as well. Our second goal involves staffing. We will continue to recruit and retain world-class, high-achieving, diverse faculty and staff who are second to none. The high-achieving, diverse employees of Western Illinois University provide expertise, governance, and direction to the university, students, and external constituencies that we serve. Just as the announcement of today's press conference show, our faculty and staff have represented and built upon the traditions of excellence that have defined the university since our founding in 1899. However, we must also remember that we, like all other public universities, are recovering from the historic and unprecedented statewide budget impasse and over a decade of decreased state funding. The university only received the equivalent of 1 year of state appropriated funding over the course of 2 fiscal years. Furthermore, in 2015, just 3 years ago, we received $51.4 million from the state. This year, we're scheduled to receive $46.3 million, which is a $5.1 million reduction and a 10% reduction from what we received in 2015. These are our fiscal realities that we all share. We are strongly advocating for the restoration of adequate and predictable funding for Western Illinois University and Illinois public higher education in general. Our third goal is to increase retention and graduation rates. We will have retention and graduation rates that place Western Illinois University near the top of our peer institutions. 2017 data published by the U.S. News and World Report shows that we exceed national averages in graduation rates compared to other master's granting regional universities. Western Illinois University students exceed the national average in terms of starting and graduating from this university. Moreover, our students graduate in a more timely manner. Data from the National Student Clearinghouse shows that the average time to degree of baccalaureate degree recipients is now over 5 years. The average at Western Illinois University is 4.5 years. We know that one of the reasons why students take an extra semester to graduate from Western is due to financial considerations. 75% of our students receive federal financial assistance, and many of our students work over 20 hours per week. To mitigate these challenges, in addition to our current pathways to success, which include proactive mentoring programs, cost guarantee, and outstanding academic advising, we're launching new initiatives to ensure timely graduation, which will help our students financially. The College of Business and Technology is launching a new Learn and Earn initiative that is available to students on both campuses. In this program, students will complete paid internships and other forms of experiential education and classes at the same time. This negates the need for employment beyond the student's normal credit hour load, gives job-related experiences, and advances our mission to prepare students to lead in their communities. And we're doing a lot in terms of financial aid packaging to make sure that we do financial aid leveraging to help those students to meet their financial obligations to the university as well. Our last campaign more than doubled what experts expected was feasible for an institution our size in this geographical location. The campaign generated over $62 million for Western. So we're about to start another campaign for this university. We feel that it is time to do that, so we are stepping forward with that. Our fourth goal is to enhance our national rankings. We will place in the top 10% of the national rankings that evaluate quality, opportunity, and affordability. We are on the path to achieve these goals. Despite the historic and unprecedented statewide budget impasse and ongoing need to restore adequate and predictable funding to Illinois public higher education, we retain our status as a top 10 Midwestern regional university by U.S. News and World Report. Best university regionally and nationally designations by the Princeton Review, our military-friendly institution status by GI Job magazine, and our Best for Vets classification by Military Time Edge magazine, and the list goes on. You have done well, so give yourselves a round of applause. In sum, we have made great headway using the PEI and the strategic plan as our guide. This goal of the President's Executive Institute, which align with the strategic plan supplement, includes stabilizing enrollment, supporting community and economic development, and engaging external organization. We are moving Western Illinois University forward, and we are making things happen. What I have shared here today demonstrates that Western Illinois University's traditions of excellence have and will continue. Through innovation and creative response to change, powered by a commitment to the success of the students and communities that we serve, Western Illinois University will achieve its enrollment goals. Western Illinois University will achieve its staffing goals. We will increase our retention and graduation rates, and Western Illinois University will achieve its national ranking goals. As you all know, we've had many challenges throughout the years, the past couple of years, but know that we are here to stay and that we will make the necessary changes that's needed to face what we're dealing with in this society. And as a university, there is hope. We have a vision. We have goals in mind, and we will achieve those goals. Bear with us and continue to support Western Illinois University, your university. At this time, I'll turn it over to Joe Reeves.
One more time. So if you're a member of the Military Task Force, Social Responsibility Task Force, on a campus governance group, stand up. Stand up. Because you are the folks that are shaping the plan I'm about to talk about. So congratulations and thank you. As you heard today, we will achieve our goals. We will stabilize and increase enrollment to 10,000 as a university. We will continue recruiting and retaining a world-class, high-achieving, diverse faculty and staff. We will make our graduation rates, retention rates in the top 25% of our nationally competitive peer group, and we will be in the top 10% for quality, opportunity, and affordability. That is President Thomas's vision. It's our charge for implementation. How will we do that? We have goals. For enrollment, here are the 4 main priorities that we will be working on as a university community. I'll talk with some examples of each. So we are going to bring more prospective students to campus. Data from the admissions office shows that when a student applies, and then if they're going to enroll, we get 20% of those applications. It goes up to about 50%, half, if the student experiences a Western campus. So we sell ourselves. We have state-of-the-art, modern technology and facilities up here. Both in Macomb and the Quad Cities, we have very safe campus environments. We have today on campus about 75 students, prospective law enforcement and justice administration students on campus. This past week, hundreds of Quad Cities students benefited from Engineering Week. So I know many of the engineering faculty are in class, but Jim Patterson's here to take all the round of applause back to the department. And then WQPT will be recruiting the class of 2055 because we'll be having Imagination Station soon. So good luck with that. We will partner with external foundations. As you heard President Thomas say, as a university, through the PEI, in just a course of, we got back-to-back gifts, $200,000 to aid in our recruitment efforts. There is more money to be had. We will focus on the quality of the Western Illinois University experience that you provide. And we talked a little bit about that, but look at these alumni outcomes. This data is really impressive. From the last alumni survey, 91% of our students are in the workforce. Within the Quad Cities, I will tell you that the vast majority of our alumni stay in the Quad Cities, which is true advancement of Q 2030, the regional vision. 37% of our students work and continue on to graduate school. That is enormous placement rates. We all should be very proud of that accomplishment. As you heard, we're expanding our academic portfolio. I wanted to show you the growth of online education at Western Illinois University, a 42% increase in the number of credit hours. That's amazing. And no, we're not becoming an online university, but nationally, 28% of students take at least one online class every semester. 85% of the students on this campus work 20 hours or more. So they're having to balance when they can go to class versus when they can work. So the more online portfolio, the more hybrid benefits all of the working professionals, all of the military, and all of the students across Western Illinois University. In terms of enrollment, you've heard of many of these strategies that we will be enacting together. We will have competitive salaries that meet and exceed averages at peer institutions. It will take time. We know our fiscal realities, but we'll get there. We will do market equity studies for all staff classifications to do some more financial modeling and planning. We will engage in succession or promotional pathways so civil service employees and co-employees have clear lines of promotional opportunities. And is Audrey Adamson here? Well, we're going to clap for her because she has been the advocate for this. So let's thank Audrey for the succession planning. Use your educational benefits that Western Illinois University provides. We work at an educational institution. We need to take advantage of that. We will enrich academic excellence. On the slide, you see our priorities focus on the individual learner. That's consistent with our core value of academic excellence. The next thing you will see is what faculty and staff are here to do: support instruction, research, and service. We can only be successful in our endeavors if we have a strong information technology infrastructure and support system, including the library. So Jeff Calhoun, nobody ever calls and says, thanks for the internet working, but today, thanks for the internet working, and thank you. As we focus on the individual learner, we will continue to support faculty's primary responsibility as instruction. As you look at this data, what sets Western Illinois University apart from our sister institutions in Illinois, Iowa, and beyond, beginning the freshman year, students have full contact with full faculty. Graduate teaching assistants are not primarily used at Western Illinois University. That is a defining characteristic of this great institution. We will maintain high standards of instruction. This is the budget for Western Illinois University, and you can see 2/3 of our expenses are focused. We put our money where our mouth is, and we choose to support instruction. We will support research. Your travel for your professional development and your creative performances, scholarship at conferences is absolutely essential. And as a whole enterprise, look at what you did over, maybe, clicker died. Go back, please. Oh, you can't? I can't either. Look at what you've done. It's amazing. Okay, and then the research is another defining characteristic of Western Illinois University. Our students are engaged with you in your research. And the last Friday in April will be the annual research presentation on the Quad Cities campus. Come, enjoy, celebrate the moment with the students. Bring prospective students so they can see what a Western Illinois University education accords. We will also enrich academic excellence through public service. Here you can see the annual economic impact of our institution. This is for the 16 counties that we serve in Illinois. The impact is larger. We work with Scott County. We work with the Iowa Quad Cities. We work with Burlington. We work with Keokuk. So we will be updating this to have the full economic impact of Western Illinois University. So Ann and Chris Merritt are going to be busy updating this study. We will continue with the President's Executive Institute that the President talked about and Becky's going to talk about in just a second. Jeff's going to keep strong. Jeff, keep strong. That's all I have to say to you. So I'm going to turn it over to Becky to talk about the PEI, and then I'll be back to round out the strategic plan. Please join me in welcoming Becky.
You got my clicker? Yeah. Good. All right, cool. Hopefully it'll work, right?
Yeah,
Okay. WIU faculty, staff, and administration have fostered and maintained many successful external relationships. Businesses choose to engage us in many ways, including student recruitment, providing internships, being guest speakers in classes, sharing their advice and their expertise. Businesses have many reasons for wanting to be involved with Western. They want access to our students. They want our faculty expertise, training for their employees, and research that universities can provide. They also want an initial point of contact, and we are providing that in a more coordinated manner than in the past. With the introduction of the President's Executive Institute, and with my new position as the Director of Development for Business Engagement and Outreach, we are placing a more strategic and better coordinated focus on developing relationships with businesses and organizations, those interested in partnering with WIU to support the needs for talent while supporting our efforts to educate the workforce they desire, the future leaders of tomorrow. With easily more than 150 companies attending career fairs throughout the academic year, our students are being aggressively recruited for internships, co-op programs, and employment. So we are focusing on developing deeper relationships with those businesses. When recruiters meet our students and have an opportunity to engage with them in or out of the classroom, they are impressed and become more interested in supporting our efforts, whether financially or otherwise. In addition to working with those who come to our campuses, we are also working to initiate relationships with businesses that are not currently involved with Western. As an example, Giselle Ham oversees the Illinois Institute of Rural Affairs mapping program. She assists communities with strategic planning for their future. She has traveled the entire state of Illinois. With her assistance, I am beginning to visit some of those communities, visiting with their local businesses to see how we can work together to achieve common goals. We've encountered a number of businesses in the St. Louis area. One in particular works exclusively with the military. They are interested in supporting us with technology, software, and capstone projects, and they want to recruit our students from many different disciplines. This is just a small sampling of our better coordinated efforts. The President's Executive Institute, the PEI, is truly the fabric and foundation of our engagement and outreach efforts. With the work of Dr. Mossman, Dr. Daytner, and so many faculty and administration efforts, with educational outreach, with our economic development outreach, the College of Business and Technology's Learn and Earn initiative, our many community engagement efforts, our student recruitment efforts all over the country, and faculty sharing their expertise. And let's not forget our students who are succeeding in all of our core values, as well as the more than 120,000 alumni who support us and are contributing to society. All of this work is gaining WIU better recognition and awareness. It is easy and a pure joy to share the positive stories that make WIU a premier institution and to succeed with business engagement and outreach efforts. I am truly honored to be working with the PEI committee members and with the WIU leadership. If anyone is interested in getting involved with business engagement and outreach, I'd be happy to have them join us on our journey. Thank you.
Becky, you spoke of honor and joy, and the honor and joy is working with you, so let's give her one more round. So clearly, PEI is a very important part of our strategic planning, as is increasing retention and graduation rates and continuing national leadership in decreasing time to degree. We will engage several new strategies to help increase those retention and graduation rates. The first thing that we will do is we will target support services for mid-range students. We know we have an exceptional OAS program for students who don't necessarily meet all of the admissions requirements, but show a willingness and desire to succeed. We know we have an incredible talent and support network for Centennial Honors College. The students in the middle sometimes get lost in the transition because it is assumed that they can do college work. We will transform assumption into action, and we will support these students to the best of our abilities. Likewise, we will continue to institutionalize efforts resulting from a 4-year participation in the Persistence and Completion Academy. On the Quad Cities campus, Dr. Jim Rabchak and Debbie Keppel-Marmos have been leading a learning assistance program, which is peer-based mentoring. In Macomb, there are new living and learning communities, particularly within the College of Arts and Sciences. And in distance learning, they're creating a portal to centralized student support services called MyWestern, and we will very soon unveil MyWestern Quad Cities. Other initiatives is we will focus on first-generation student support. Nationally, 41% of students who drop out are first-generation students. 41%. So you can't talk Westernese or higher education-ese. We need to really roll up our sleeves and work with these students. We will continue to participate in national initiatives. If your professional organization, association has initiatives related to retention and graduation, let us know, let us engage, let us better serve the students. In terms of decreasing time to degree, you already heard about several of these things that we will be doing. The alternatives to the 16-week semester, right now 10% of our classes are online, weekend academy, or 8-week semester to give another pathway into Western Illinois University. We will continue to support your health and wellness through personal growth, and we will continue, as Becky says, to enhance student and community engagement. Talking about health and wellness, there's some scary data out there. Cigna Insurance says they found 70% of insurance claims were caused by lifestyle choices. NPR found that only 40% of employees participate in health and wellness programs. And the National Institute of Health found that 50% of students are sedentary. With the Ben Butterworth Trail right over there, we have to get our students out and engaged more, and we as employees need to get out and engage more. Community engagement. We will continue to expand and bring even more artistic and athletic events, programs, and services to both campuses. That's important. The National Survey of Student Engagement says when you participate or spectate at an athletic or cultural event, you receive these benefits, which are correlates of student retention and graduation. Speaking of the benefit of athletic programs, this was a really powerful presentation that I went to, and I just put that up for your knowledge. We will continue promoting social responsibility. You see our 3 priorities. Safe, accessible campuses through our campus master plan, and sustainability is both in our facilities, curriculum, and co-curricular activities. And speaking of campus master plan, you heard the president say we will find premier locations for the Quad Cities campus. He's established the task force for planning and cost estimates, led by our own Bill Brewer. That was the most lame stand-up ever, so let's try it again. We will continue to support civic engagement and experiential learning. We are one of 8% of over 4,700 colleges and universities. We are, it's bearing repeating, one of 8% of over 4,700 countries in the nation that have Carnegie Community Engaged status. That means we serve students, communities, and students and communities partner with us. That is the most premier recognition we can have, but it's temporally based, so we have to reapply this spring. So if you're interested in being on the team to look at public service and outreach, talk to Becky, talk to myself, or talk to Dr. Chris Merritt, and I just saw Ann volunteer, so thanks, Ann. We've talked a lot today about internships. Our social responsibility is also through the President's Executive Institute, and again, I thank you all for everything you're doing in this regard. We will be transparent. We will come back. We will tell you how we're doing. You will tell us how we can get better. So, in summary from today's press conference, I hope this is what you're thinking. You have heard the vision of Western Illinois University. You now know, as we all know, our 4 primary goals. We have actions linked to those goals, and I went through those with you. When, not if, when we become the leading public university for quality, opportunity, and affordability, we will have done this. As we have done that, it will be accomplished by enacting our values. So what's next besides global domination, you might ask? What we have provided today for you is the major brushstrokes. You will get the strategic plan update today that has the first draft. We ask you as a campus community to help us refine those initiatives. We will then be going to our governance groups for conversation and ultimate endorsement. We will then go before the Board of Trustees to get permission to approve. Then we'll go for global domination. So with that said, that concludes this afternoon's press conference. It is 70 degrees outside. If you're coming back for the President's Roundtable open house discussion, take some time and go outside because administration isn't looking. So with that, I say good afternoon. Good afternoon.